Hey, this is Ryan, the owner and founder of PraiseCharts, and I'm excited to introduce to you a new little internal app that we're just launching out in PraiseCharts called the KeyFinder. So the purpose of the KeyFinder is to help you figure out what keys you can sing a song in based on your vocal range and the vocal range of the song. So you'll discover like a song like 10,000 Reasons we actually have available in many different keys. D, E flat, E, F, G flat, G. I'm not sure, we might have even a few more. So some songs we have available in one key. Most popular songs we have available in at least two keys. And the really popular songs, then we stretch the keys that are available. So as you may well know, lots of people have different vocal ranges. If you're a tenor voice, a bass voice, a soprano, an alto, a high alto, a low alto, everybody is unique. It's almost like a fingerprint to note what your personal vocal range is. So that is something that's unique. And then the other thing is that every song is also unique in its own vocal range. So in a certain key, say the original key of the song, now we could look at the song 10,000 Reasons, which was originally recorded by Matt Redmond. And in that key, it has a vocal range that would go from C4, which is down here, all the way up to E5. So that is the vocal range of that song actually, I should say that's in the key of F. In the key of G, the vocal range of that song would be from D all the way up to F sharp 5. So all of the keys on your piano keyboard all have numbers and symbols that go with them. So middle C is called C4, and then if you go down, it would go B3, B flat 3, A3, all the way down to C3. So C is always like the turning point. It goes C4, D, E, F, G, A, B, 4, and then it goes to C5. And you can see that if I actually take the vocal range selector and I start dragging it around, and I'll explain this in a few moments how this all works, but you can see that the key actually changes. So in the future, when you go and you actually set your vocal range, we're going to have this set up so that it plays a note. But for right now, you might have to actually go to the piano and just sing as you play down through the notes, and you can find out how low you can actually sing. Most untrained voices can sing approximately from an A3 up to a C5. Well, at least that's what I can actually, even a little higher, maybe a D5. Most congregational worship songs would be sung somewhere in between that range. If you start getting up to an E and an F and higher, that gets really hard. Now, often you'll find those Chris Tomlin, Matt Redmond, Passion Band, Hillsong, those super excellent trained voices in studios with auto-tuners or in massive stadiums. They sing way up high. And then you bring that same song down into your living room with your 6 people in your care group who barely know how to sing, and there's no way they're going to be singing up in that range. So then you would want to take the same song and shift it all the way down into a vocal range that is potentially more beneficial for your vocal range. So that's kind of what this whole app does, is it helps you to see what the vocal range of the song is versus what your own personal vocal range is, and then it does a calculation and it will tell you if, for example, in this case, if I'm saying my vocal range is D5 down to A3, that's what I can comfortably sing. What this is saying is that here is the vocal range of the song from D5 all the way up to F sharp, or sorry, D4 up to F sharp 5. That's the vocal range of the song in the highlighted key up here. which happens to be the original key. The original key always has a star beside it. But it's in the red zone, which means that there are a few notes in that key that are definitely outside of my vocal range. I would be straining to sing up here. There are a few notes that are just outside my vocal range, and we put those in the yellow zone, the E flat and the E, which means, yes, I could probably stretch up to there, but it's not really where I'm comfortable. I don't want to have a lot of notes in the yellow zone. But if I did choose a key and I happen to be in the yellow zone, it wouldn't be the end of the world. The green zone is really my ideal, and you can see that I actually have two keys that are options where all of the notes in the song would be in the green zone of my own personal vocal range. And then we go all the way down to what is too low for my vocal range. So now what we can do is we can quite quickly start selecting and seeing what a song would look like. If I sung 10,000 Reasons, bless the Lord, oh my soul, that's about as low as I can sing. That's probably an A3 down there. So there you go. That takes it from A3 all the way up to a C sharp 5. Everything, or a D flat 5, everything is within my vocal range. If I moved it up to E flat, I'm still within my vocal range. If I decided to sing the song in E, it's nice to play the E chord on my guitar. Everybody else wants to play in E. It's like, okay, I can stretch up to that E flat there, or the D sharp. And the F is a little bit more, but I know that that's going to be really difficult if I am singing the song in G or A flat or anything like that. So that's basically how the vocal range, the KeyFinder works. And if you click on this little KeyFinder link or the little question mark up above, you'll come to this little help dialog where you can get some tips on how to use this. And then there is a little icon which you'll be able to see on any song. I'll just show you what that is. So I'll close this out and move this all down here. And you can see that here is the song, 10,000 Reasons. And there is the icon right there. And when you click on that, that will bring up the little finder, and I'll just kind of bring that into the window here, and it will load up the key range finder, and you'll be able to see in a very quick view what keys are within your vocal range. The key finder will also remember your vocal range, so if you set this to a D5, then it's going to remember that that is your vocal range, and it will carry that through into the next song. Then just remember that the highlighted key here is the one that you're looking at in the grid. The starred key is the original key that was sung on the recording. So that's kind of a starting point, and generally that starting point is at about the 2/3 point. It's always at about here. It says more often than not you're probably going to want to lower the key, but it also gives you the room to raise the key up a little bit. So it will remember your key range. Go to the piano, find out what your KeyFinder range is, and then you can start using this app, and wherever you see the little KeyFinder icon, you can apply that. Hope that's a great help to you.